Whoa, ha, 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 ha. It's the Halloween special on Whoa, ha, 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 ha. Luke Howard live. Thank you. Whoa, ha, ha, ha. You should see my ghost costume, really. You should really see it. Whoa, ha, 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 ha. Well, thank you very much for that wonderful round of applause. Hello! Good morning! Morning! Whoa-ha-ha. It is, of course, our Halloween special on Britain's Brightest Best weekend radio show. Got lots to look forward to on the show today because, of course, it is the 31st of October. We're talking everything Halloween, playing Halloweeny music, Halloween entertainment, and anything you can think of to do with Halloween, we are going to be doing it. So, everything to do with Halloween on today's show is going to be absolutely amazing. So sit back and strap yourselves in because you're going to be in for a very long ride today on Britain's Best Radio Show. It's only 10:02, so welcome. So between now and 10:45, you've got me, the one and the only Luke Howard. So bring on the show, bring on the entertainment, bring on the Halloween stuff, and let's have an extra round of applause for me, the one and the only Luke Howard. I am very, very good at that. Very, very good. And I'm glad you enjoyed that wonderful introduction. Because the introduction doesn't just end there. Because there is a piece of news that I am going to talk about right here, right now. Which is to do with Halloween. Because people are thinking if Halloween is going to be cancelled. Because I am going to... It's not going to be cancelled, okay? It's not going to be cancelled, alright? Halloween is not going to be cancelled, just to let you all know. Because I have found out, I've done my research, and you can still go trick-or-treating, but you have to go with your parents, okay? Just to make that quite clear, that if you do go trick-or-treating, you have to go with your parents. You cannot go on your own, otherwise you'll face a fine of £4,000, okay? So please do not go trick-or-treating with friends, because if you get seen, you will be fined £4,000, or is it 10 grand, something like that. So, so be very careful. Just go with your parents. Your parents will go to the door, get your sweets and bring them to you, so you haven't got to even go to the door. But it is the spookiest day in the whole of the year, would you believe? And supermarket shelves don't actually quite know whether to put stuff out for Halloween or not, because it is a bit... it's a bit funny with all COVID and everything going on. So they thought, we don't really know what to do. Do you know what I mean? So they've put some bits on there, and they haven't put some bits on there. So it's all a bit of what's going on. But Google historians are starting to become clogged on with fancy dress inspiration searches. They can only be one reason, because the spooky celebration observed every year on this date, today, October the 31st, is of course here today. But most commonly known as Halloween or Halloween, a contraction of All Hallows Evening, is of course where kids go around to people's doors, banging on their doors, bribing them for sweets. But it also takes place at the end of the month, and it's also referred as a All Halloween, and I never actually knew that, to be honest with you. And it's also All Hallows Eve. All Saints Eve is the eve of Western Christian faith of the Hallows Day. It's also known as All Saints Day as well. In recent years, though, there have been complaints about the Omicron event tormenting British streets as October comes to an end, with, of course, November tomorrow, November the 1st, and they're also questioning why they even celebrate Halloween in the UK. But the tradition originally began on the side of the pond in America. We all know that it originated from America, and of course it got bigger and bigger and bigger. Then it came over here, now we're celebrating it as well. So your horrible sprogs are going around people's houses, banging on their doors and asking them for sweets because it all came from America. I'm only joking, by the way, when I say horrible sprogs. I'm only joking. But Yeah, but it's some believe that it originates from the Celtic pagan festival of Samian, which is meaning at summer's end, which celebrated the end of the harvest season. Now, the guilds believe that it was a time when the walls between the world and the next became thin and porous, allowing spirits to pass through, come back to life on that day, and damage their crops as well. But places were set out on a dinner table to appraise the welcome with spirits, and gals would also offer food and drink and light bonfires on the 5th of November, which I believe is 5 days, 6 days after Halloween. The 5th of November, my cousin's birthday is on the 5th of November, funny enough, so that's how I know that Guy Fawkes Day is on the 5th, because our cousin's birthday is on the 5th of November, and that is how I know when Guy Fawkes Night is. It's so easy to remember, to be honest with you, when it is and when it isn't, but I know when it is because my cousin Ace's birthday, morning Asa, his birthday is on the 5th of November, so that's how I know that Guy Fawkes Day is on the 5th of November. Okay, I think I said now. But many do dress up with souls of dead and were understood to be protecting themselves from the spirits by imposing with them. More about that now, because the Christian origin of the holiday is that it does fall on the days before the Feast of the Hallows, which was set in the 8th century to attempt to stamp out pagan celebrations. Christians would humour spirits and saints and pray for souls who have not yet reached haven. But the Celts have dressed up in white with blackened faces during the festival of Samhain to trick the evil spirits, and they do believe they will be roaming in the earth before All Saints' Day on November the 1st. Now, I have got my Halloween costume. It's actually a ghost costume, so I shall be seeing if I can get that up sometime this weekend to scare everyone with my ghost costume. Now, everyone dresses up as angels, demons, or saints. The soul cakes were sweet with a cross mark on top. When eaten, they represented a soul being freed from purgatory. Nicholas Rogers, a historian of York University, actually said that when people prayed for the dead at Hallow Mass, they dressed up. When praying for virtual marriages, the boy cross-chicks in the churches do dress up as virgins, and so that there was a certain degree of cross-dressing in the actual ceremony of All Hallows Eve. In the 19th century, though, Samhain gave way to Gleusing of Numin, and when children would offer songs, poetry and jokes instead of prayers in exchange for fruit or money. Now, the phrase trick or treat was first used in America all the way back in the 1920s, so 1927 is the year that I'm looking at here, with the traditions that brought over to America by immigrants gazing that give way to threatening pranks in exchange of sweets. But after a brief toll during the sugar rations in World War II, Halloween became a whispered holiday, and that revolved around children with newly built suburbs, providing a safe place for children to roam free. Now, in Victorian ages, though, a bit of history, they were influenced the Gnostic themes in literature and dressed as bats and ghosts of what seemed exotic, such as Egyptian pharaoh. Later costumes became influenced by pop culture and became more allied in the 1970s. So let's leave that there now then, shall we? And we'll talk, let's talk COVID now. No, let's not. Let's talk Bobby Ball, because we are going to talk about the wonderful Bobby Ball, who very sadly passed away at the age of 76. After COVID-19 diagnosis. We will talk about it in a moment, but I must say, okay, you can get in touch with the show first. If you would like to have your Halloween stays on Britain's Best Radio Show today, you can get in touch with the show. Just text the word LH Live to 07593 847 105, or call that number. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll give you a mention on the show, or you can email me. It's 345457 at student.hrc.ac.uk. Or you can also find me on the other email, which is Gary J. Howard at 68@hotmail.com. Or you can find me on Instagram. It's the Luke Howard fan page. Go and follow the show on Instagram, and you'll get all the information on there. Or you can use the hashtags, hashtag Luke Howard, hashtag Luke Howard Live, or hashtag listen to Luke Howard Live. So let's talk Bobby Moore now then, shall we? Because he very sadly passed away the other day after COVID-19 diagnosis. And, he was one of the half of the comedy double act, Cannon and Ball. He very sadly passed away on Thursday. The death came after the actor and comedian was tested positive for COVID, but he was one half of the comedy duo alongside his friend and colleague Tommy Cannon. He also starred in several sitcoms, including Not Going Out, Last of the Summer Wine, and hang on a minute, that's where I've seen him last of the summer wine, of course. Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, of course, yeah. And Benidorm and Heartbeat, now I do remember where he was. And he said that, Rock on My Good Friend, I can't believe this, I'm diverted, not coming out star Lee Mack, said he was hugely shocked and diverted to lose his best mate, of course, Bobby Ball. And his wife Yvonne, she added that I will always miss him, and he was so joyful, full of fun and mysterious. But his manager Phil Dow announced that the great personal sadness that the comedy actor died at Blackpool Victoria Hospital on Wednesday evening, so it was on Wednesday this week. He said that he was admitted for tests due to breathing problems, and at first it was thought to be a chest infection, but a test proved that positive for COVID, and he said this in a statement. His wife Yvonne said the hospital and staff could not have been more wonderful, as they were outstanding in their care of duty, and they did everything possible for him, and she cannot praise them enough. She said that the family and Tommy would like to express their science and thanks to many people part in the great loss and total sadness, and he added that the Bull's wife was stressed that they need for privacy at this time. And Lee Mack said a few other things as well, and it was filmed with him just a few weeks ago, and he was his usual funny and cheeky self, but then of course he got it as well. Declan Donnelly of Anton Deck fame was among the others paying tribute to him as well, saying that he had been one of his absolute favourite partners growing up. And the hosts Philip Schofield and Holly Willoughby, the wonderful people from This Morning, paid their own tributes on the show, remembering Bull as a generally lovely, sweet, kind man. Robbie Williams tweeted, "Oh, God bless you, Bobby Bull. Thanks for the memories and laughter. R.I.P. At the Bobby Bull." And that was on Twitter. Jason Manford said something as well. And yeah, so I'm a Celebrity. He was also on I'm a Celebrity. Yeah, he was born in Oldham in Lancashire on the 28th of January, my nan's birthday, funny enough, 1944. He met his comedy partner Tommy Cannon while looking in his factory as a welder. Well, there we go. We'll leave that there, I think. I think we'll leave the wonderful Bobby Ball. Very, very sadly, he's passed away, so we'll leave that story there. And apparently Poldark's house has fallen into a complete disappear. So we'll leave that one there as well. So lots of other stories there. Oh, and a leaky roof has been threatening Jane Austen's treasures. So there's lots of other great stories that have come up on the news today. Some are depressing and some are good. But, yeah, so that was the story about the leaking roof threatens Jane Austen's treasures. Famous people's birthdays today, then. Well, we've got the wonderful Marcus Rashford, funny enough. He was born in 1997. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday to him. And it would have also been Jimmy Savile's birthday as well. And it's also John Keats' birthday, and Zara Howard's, and Letitia Wright, and Sanjeev Bhaskar, his birthday as well. He was born in 1963. And it's also Michael Kitchen. I never heard of Michael Kitchen. But, yeah, so those are all the birthdays that we will leave as birthdays there as well, because there's lots of great birthdays today. So we will leave that there. Still to come, we're going to be talking about COVID-19 once again. A bit more, because we're going to talk about record traffic around Paris, because of course Paris has actually gone into lockdown. But now let's celebrate Halloween with Monster Mash and Thriller.
I was working in the lab my eyes beheld an eerie sight, for my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast, the ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrodes. They did the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. they did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun. The party had just begun. The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. The scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds. Igor on chains, backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker Five.